Design. It's what makes our world both functional and beautiful. But most design is geared towards about 10% of the world. What about the other 90%? Millions, often crowded into cities with limited resources. They are at the root of a whole new wave of design. Trailblazing.
And when you have all cars in a traffic jam and buses zoom by, this is a very beautiful image of democracy.
Resourceful.
People had the solution in their pocket, which makes this the largest use of mobile phones for the delivery of healthcare information ever undertaken.
And inspirational.
They're not growing for themselves. They grow for their nation.
Design with the other 90% takes you to the forefront of a design revolution that is changing the way we look at each other and our world. From Los Angeles to Beijing, Mumbai to Sao Paulo, our cities seem to be caught in one big traffic jam. As urban populations grow, so do the number of vehicles. Road space is quickly disappearing. Regardless of whether you're part of the 10% or the other 90%, 100% of us seem to be stuck in traffic. Bogota, Colombia is no exception. Founded in 1538, its centuries-old infrastructure was struggling to keep pace with 21st century demands. Adding to the problem, a mishmash of thousands of private buses, all vying for customers.
We had a completely chaotic public transport, conformed by maybe 35,000 individually owned buses. Sometimes one person would own 3 or 4 or 5 buses.
The income of the driver depends on the number of passengers that they pick up on the street. The drivers is fighting between them to pick up more passengers, a lot of accidents, a lot of injuries, a lot of problems on the street. It sounds very strong to say, but they are mafias.
Politicians were very afraid of them. They would bring the city to its knees every time they decided to go on strike.
Mayor Enrique Peñalosa vows to reshape Bogota with a bold idea for urban planning.
If all citizens are equal before the law, then a bus with 100 passengers has a right to 100 times more road space than a car with 1.
Enter Transmilenio, a BRT, or Bus Rapid Transit. One small step for buses, one giant leap for public transportation. The BRT design relies on several key elements, like dedicated lanes and platform-level entry. To save time, fares are paid in the station, not on the bus.
And when you have all cars in a traffic jam, and buses zoom by, this is a very beautiful image of democracy.
Feeder buses travel deep in the barrio to BRT transfer stations, uniting Bogota and connecting people to jobs and opportunities. Transmilenio moves almost 1.5 million passengers through 114 stations every day. Using satellite technology, operators monitor both the flow of buses and passengers, making sure everything keeps moving.
Transmilenio is saving millions of hours of time for people to be with their family, to be at work, with doing whatever they want to be doing instead of being in transport.
From Bogota, the BRT design has migrated around the world. Everywhere, from Jakarta to Mexico City, to Guangzhou, China. Today, home to the largest and most innovative BRT in Asia.
We actually had working on the Guangzhou BRT some of the top experts from Bogota. Without that, you would not have had such an obvious kind of, evolutionary process in terms of the design.
Guangzhou is one of the fastest growing cities in China. To meet escalating transportation needs, Guangzhou's design team took the BRT and kicked it up a notch. They connected the BRT to the city's subway system and strategically placed 22 stations near densely populated urban villages. Here, buses move from designated BRT lanes to public streets, eliminating the need for feeder buses and transfer stations. They also added a bike share program, all covered under one fare. More than 800,000 people ride Guangzhou's BRT every day. But perhaps one of the greatest beneficiaries of this design is the environment.
So we did a very detailed analysis of the impact of the Guangzhou BRT, and we calculated that that's saving 840,000 tons over the next 10 years of CO2 emissions. So that's 84,000 tons per year.
I find bus rapid transit interesting because it's one of those real-world, practical solution that makes so much sense from a political, economic, and design point of view.
Smithsonian curator Cynthia Smith traveled 3 continents, tracing design innovations that are creating sustainable solutions across the globe. In city after city, she found residents and designers putting great ideas into action.
Design with the other 90%, it's really about having people at the center of the solution.
In Bangladesh, one group of people is now providing health solutions to millions. Bangladesh, one of the most populated countries on the planet, and one of the poorest. A changing climate and economy have sparked a wave of refugees to the capital city of Dhaka. Millions live on less than $1 a day, with limited access to medical care. The most vulnerable, children and pregnant women. 88% of births occur at home, assisted by untrained helpers. Enter the Shasta Shabika. Healthcare volunteer, community leader, and emerging entrepreneur. They are the frontline workers in a program designed by BRAC, a world leader in healthcare to the poor.
If you empower one woman, they will make change in their own family and also in the neighborhood. So those Shasta Shabika will be the agent of change within the community.
Their portable pharmacy and information kits travel to the people who need them most. Each volunteer provides a monthly home visit to over 200 families.
She will visit house to house, 200 households the way she does in 1 month. So she'll just go inquire one house to the other. What are you doing? How are you doing? And what you need? Anything you want to buy?
আবার এখন ওই স্বাস্থ্য সেবিকা হওয়ার পর থেকে আর একটু আমি মানুষের সাথে ফ্রি মাইন্ড হয়ে গেছি। সবাই সিনে দেখলে ডাক দেয় নাজমা আপা, সেবিকা আপা আমার এই অসুবিধা হয়েছে, আমার দেখতে আসেন।
The genius of this design is the microloan support of healthcare volunteers. Shasta Shabikas receive loans from BRAC to open small pharmacies. This enables them to earn a living while providing affordable healthcare to their neighbors.
Shasta Shabika's importance is that they are so close to women's family, so they can immediately seek care from that community health worker.
The system benefits everyone.
ওইটা দিয়ে আমি দিনের দিন উন্নত হইতেছি বা ব্র্যাক আমাকে অনেক সাহায্য করছে। ব্র্যাকের দ্বারা আমি অনেক বড় হইতেছি আর আমার কারণে আমার দ্বারা 40 জন সদস্য আমার আছে।
There are now 85,000 Shasta Shabikas in Bangladesh. It's a model, empowering women and bringing healthcare to 92 million people. And in the end, good design is all about results. Sometimes the best results are at our fingertips. In Africa, a revolutionary design using cell phones is fighting one of the worst epidemics in history. The province of KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, home to 10 million people and one of the worst rates of HIV infection in the world.
In KwaZulu-Natal, this means when you're walking down the street, when you're driving down the road in KwaZulu-Natal, every third person is HIV positive. That's negative, negative, positive.
Krista Dong and Zini Tibete are on the front line, providing education and outreach at the epicenter of the epidemic. Zini is HIV positive herself. As an educator and activist, her dream is to break through the cultural stigma, preventing people from getting tested.
You have free service for testing available in each and every clinic, yet only 5% of the population testing they're trying to reach. If testing is free, why aren't people testing?
People don't know their status because they don't want to. They don't want to go to their local clinic where their aunt or cousin is in charge of the clinic. They don't want to go to a clinic where their neighbors are in line and queuing for the service.
How do you break through the stigma and get people tested? When stakes are this high, it helps to bring a variety of ideas to the table. Designers from several organizations collaborated with Zini and Krista to conceive Project Masaluleke, or Project M.
I didn't think it needed design people. I didn't think it needed technology. I never thought, certainly never crossed my mind to think about a business model to save people's lives.
If the goal is to figure out how to get people to get tested earlier, then you have to figure out how to deal with all the stigma issues. But people had the solution in their pocket. They were carrying around a communications device that we never used before.
The big idea was looking at the role that mobile services and support could play throughout the process.
In this part of the world, about 90% of the cell phone contracts are prepaid contracts. That is, people pay before they make a call, not after. So they created a special kind of text message so that if I'm out of minutes and I want someone else to call me, I can send them an empty text message called a "Please Call Me." So we figured out this extraordinary tool that allowed us to insert at the end of those unused text messages a local language HIV and TB related message with one-button access to the national HIV call centers.
There are 300 million phones in Africa at the moment. Out of 1 billion people, that's 1 in 3. That means probably everybody you want to reach, you can reach via mobile phone.
Good design yields good results. Calls to the National AIDS Hotline went up 300% in just 1 month. The heart of the program is the self-testing HIV kit with culturally sensitive instructions.
Completely integrated with mobile services, a test you could take home, do in the privacy of your own house, and get pre- and post-test counseling over the phone.
The program even includes text alerts confirming hospital appointments. In the first 2 years, Project M sent over 1 billion messages in South Africa,
which makes this the largest use of mobile phones for the delivery of healthcare information ever undertaken. Amplifying the impact of good ideas with technology is what can take a great idea and turn it into an even better reality.
Designing with the other 90% means looking at everything around you as a resource. From high technology to refuse, abundant in most informal settlements around the world, Kibera, Kenya is no exception. Close to 1 million people live here, with no city services. The waste was piling up, until one designer sparked an idea that could change everything.
The challenge here was to cause the communities to see the waste as a resource rather than waste, and encourage them to take that resource and utilize it and manage it. The answer was very clear, very simple. Turn that rubbish into heat energy that can be used for cooking and heating water.
It seems simple in concept. Designs for the first ever community cooker were drawn up. It would provide food, showers, and hot water. But there was a dilemma. 𝙬𝙺 has plenty of refuse, but in order for it to burn cleanly, the cooker must reach 800 degrees Celsius. Industrial incinerators cost upwards of $50 million. 𝙬𝙺 needed something affordable and easy to maintain. For years, engineers around the world were stumped until they met Firebox Francis, a welder from 𝙬𝙺.
He came down actually about 5 years down the road after we had gone to all the top engineers in the world. The first thing that he said when 𝙬𝙺 and I met him 5 years ago was, "Guys, I can show you how to do this."
His solution? Drip water onto a superheated plate to create an explosion, which separates the water into hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen creates a spark. The oxygen feeds the spark. Add a drop of old engine oil to the mix, and voila! A chemical reaction resulting in temperatures above 800 degrees Celsius.
The solution that he came up with was actually so simple and yet so brilliant that, we were all laughing over ourselves for not having ever thought about it.
A simple solution. Superheat hydrogen and oxygen with old engine oil. And the community cooker turns 𝙬𝙺's refuse into a clean, burning fuel. For a few shillings or a few pounds of trash, anyone can cook a hot meal. At peak use, the huge stove could handle 4,200 meals over a 24-hour period. In addition, it heats water for showers and could support small businesses like welding shops or bakeries.
The community cooker is one of those inspiring designs, and it just sparked your imagination. If they could do this here in this really dense settlement, it just made sense in so many different other places.
Project partners now hope that the 𝙬𝙺 community cooker can become a prototype for communities all over Africa, and soon, the world.
Designing for the other 90 is not about us in mainstream design coming up with solutions for the other 90. No, I think it's about engaging with the other 90 and coming up with appropriate solutions for them.
One of the biggest dilemmas for many people is simply keeping food on the table. Throughout the developing world, cities are experiencing devastating shortages and skyrocketing prices. Between 2001 and 2011, the price of rice more than tripled. Food security is one of the greatest challenges facing the other 90%. In the townships surrounding Cape Town, South Africa, one group, 𝙎𝙆 𝙆𝙀, is securing their future. They work with local authorities to identify available land near informal settlements. Fertile ground for an urban agriculture revolution. Since 1989, Christina Kaba has kept a watchful eye over 𝙎𝙆 𝙆𝙀's organic gardens.
I think to grow, to use the soil is our culture. Back where we come from, before we come to the big cities. It's come from straight to the soil. It's pure organic. where the people, when you look at me, says, you can't write in a computer. You can't grow organic without computer. But I'm doing it. Did it.
Christina, like many others who migrate to cities, grew up farming.
This is korabi.
And she brought with her generations of traditional knowledge.
A lot of the people come to the settlement from other parts of the country where they knew about farming, and now they have the ability to bring that into their local townships.
I know about the soil, I know about the vegetable, with no one trained me.
More money.
That traditional way of farming is now being passed on to a new generation of home gardeners.
It's very nice for cooking.
Very nice.
Yes.
Wow. It's nice, very nice.
Yes, very nice.
In addition to training, for a small fee, members can join 𝙎𝙆𝙆𝙀 and receive everything needed to set up their own home garden.
And it's very good for stomach.
For the stomach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Membership fees support 𝙎𝙆𝙆's operations.
Yes.
Wow.
They're very good.
Okay.
Most of the people in 𝙎𝙆𝙆 are black female farmers. And we have achieved a model which demonstrates that semi-traditional people can actually run with something which is normally considered first world, where the farmers are genuinely, really leading the way and actually running the show.
Thank you.
The program's design is working. 𝙎𝙆𝙆𝙀 has grown from a single garden to over 15,000 urban micro-farms.
My plants are like kids. So I must always talk with them and say, how are you, baby? Are you feeling right? So I can talk to them so I can grow very well. I'm HIV positive of my status. So I just want the community to know that if you're HIV positive, they will stand a chance you can do something with their own hands. Clean. Nice and clean. To be HIV it doesn't mean that you cannot die now. Because I'm eating healthy food. You can see me now, I'm cool. I'm proving myself that I'm a man enough to put food on the table.
I need to test it before I go to the market. Here that is all right, it's still fresh, it's not old.
Tastes good?
Yes, lot of water.
Only since 1994 they could work with groups of citizens who were able to organize together without being persecuted by the police or whoever. And we've been working very hard since that time to build up a movement which then could start to make money as well. And we'd always had this in mind. So 2008 came along and we thought, now it's time. And we took a deep breath and we launched.
What started as a local gardening initiative has blossomed into a full-blown enterprise. The crops produced by micro-farmers and community gardens are sold by Harvest of Hope, a community-sponsored agriculture program.
And now we in a pack shed. What they're doing now, you see from the farm where they pick up the veg. Now here they come to cleaning again and packing to the box to take to the market. When we start with 10 boxes to 15. It's come to me is a surprise when we started. Well, I was not believed it could happen in this way. Now we're running 300 boxes.
Each week, Harvest of Hope subscribers receive boxes of fresh organic produce, while 𝙎𝙆𝙆's gardeners earn a living.
𝙎𝙆𝙆 provides a service for these urban farmers where they start as subsistence farmers, just kind of trying to put food on their plate, and slowly working them to where they're creating a livelihood from it.
This community, they're not growing for themselves. They grow for their nation. And now these people, they know that the soil is a mine for gold.
In Cape Town and cities around the world, people are designing ways to put great ideas into action. transporting millions of commuters, providing jobs and healthcare, turning a refuse problem into a fuel solution, and growing food for their families and communities.
It's nice, very nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
The results speak for themselves and point the way to a brighter future for us all.